Hello everyone and welcome back for some more WWE 2K22 Universe Mode Faction Warfare. So last time was the New Year's stream, and I believe at the end of that the stream just sort of cut out as we were running down the card. But before we get into the card for this particular Raw, which obviously once again we will be simming as with before, let's check the scores. So starting at the top, we have the Brood, who have a total of 30.5 points, 28.5 wins. The half points awarded for any tag team match where two factions are represented on one team, as well as a point for having won the tag team titles and a point for having won the women's title. The Disciples of Apocalypse have 26.5 points, 25.5 for wins, plus a point for the tag titles. The Main Street Posse have 17 points, 16 wins and 1 tag team title point. The Nation of Domination have 16. Sorry, I keep forgetting to check that side of the screen to see the titles. So the Nation of Domination have 16 points, 15 wins, 1 tag title, and right at the bottom, both in terms of the order of the list and score, is the Right to Censor with 12.5, yet to pick up any titles. So, on this episode of Raw, we have Alexa Bliss versus Dakota Kai. That is the Brood versus the Disciples of Apocalypse. We then have Farouk and Jimmy Uso of the DOA versus Raul Mendoza and Danny Burch of the Nation of Domination. We then have Mean Street Posse's Damian Priest versus DOA's Riddle. We have Right to Censor's Vader versus apparently Raul Mendoza, but I'm going to assume that's going to change to DOA's Steve Austin, considering Raul Mendoza's already booked. But we'll see. And in our main event, we have Brood leader Shinsuke Nakamura versus Mean Street Posse leader X-Pac. So we're going to sim these, see who wins, and then assign the points. So opening contest, Alexa Bliss picks up a point for the Brood. Farouk and Jimmy Uso pick up a point for the DOA. Damian Priest picks up a point for the Mean Street Posse. Stone Cold Steve Austin picks up a point for the DOA. And Shinsuke Nakamura picks up a point for the Brood. So, to the scores. So Brood gets 1, 2, so that brings them to 30.5 in terms of wins. Then DOA picks up 2 as well, keeping them right on the Brood. So that brings them up to 27.5 wins. Then Main Street Posse picks up 1. Yeah, so 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, and then 1 for the Main Street Posse. So no points for the Nation of Domination or the Right to Censor this week. So that was one more point going to the Main Street Posse. So that brings them up to 17 wins. Hooray for them. Back to the game we go. On to the next show. Oh, which is the pay-per-view. Actually be watching some matches. So, in our opening contest on Payback, we have Riddle versus Eddie Guerrero, Naomi versus Dakota Kai, Damian Priest versus The Miz. Tag team title match as Omos and Commander Aziz try to regain the tag team titles against Jimmy Uso and Farouk. Raul Mendoza takes on Vader. Montez Ford takes on Stone Cold Steve Austin. Jey Uso takes on Shinsuke Nakamura. And in our main event, I'll change that because I'm pretty sure, I don't know if the game will make it right itself, but that should be for the Raw Women's Championship. Hold on, that's Alexa, isn't it? Yeah, so that should be for the Raw Women's Championship. So let's edit the match just to make sure. I don't know why it thinks it's for the WWE Championship. So, customize participants. So we just need to leave it all as is, Championship and Raw Women's Championship. Perfect. It keeps doing that. It keeps booking matches that should be for other titles to be for the WWE Championship, and I don't know why. Our last 2 matches are also no holds barred. Fun. So who's got the most representation here? I think it might be the Nation. So 1 Nation, 2 Nation, 3 Nation. 3 Nation, 1 DOA, 2 DOA, 3 DOA, for DOA. So it's actually the DOA. DOA stand to win big here, but then 1 brood, 2 brood, 3 brood. So 4 brood, no, 3 brood. 3 brood, yeah, so potentially, big potential for points for the Disciples of Apocalypse. Could get them back to the top of the leaderboard. Safe match. We shall see. Of course, also 2 championship points up for grabs. Though, of course, yeah, you don't get any bonus points for retention, so there's a title point up for grabs for the Brood, which would keep them in lead. And a title point for the nation as well. So, start the show. This won't be going as long as the New Year's stream. I'm pretty actually tired today, and also want to get up early to watch Wrestle Kingdom tomorrow. We'll maybe do 2 pay-per-views. We'll get to the whatever next pay-per-view is after this. We'll see. I'll see how long Payback lasts. If it goes for ages, then we might not. But opening contest: Riddle versus Eddie Guerrero. What I might do is assign the points after each match, because then I don't have to try and remember them. And I also know because if I do that, I can just hit next to jump to the next show, because I'll not need to look at the card to assign the points. Yes, let's do that. Points after each match. We've seen both of these, but it's been a few days. We'll watch the entrances for now. Also, I put the time in to give all the DOA guys the Taker Viper entrance. Except for us, we got the T2 Viper entrance. Maybe should have tried to find the DOA logo and put it on the back of the vest, but how many people actually remember the DOA logo? That one guy does. Yeah! And it's weird how well this look suits Riddle.
A man who always gets a strong reaction from the WWE Universe, and it will only intensify once the bell rings.
Especially the round glasses. So we have yet to see the United States title or the WWE Championship itself. And they aren't being decided on this card. Also, yeah, if it wasn't for like the sunglasses, really suits Eddie. Not so much the puffy shirt, but then he wouldn't be having the Brood for the puffy shirt. Well, maybe could have done mesh. Christian wore a mesh shirt. Something to think about if I revive this in 2K23.
And his opponent, representing the Brood from El Paso, Texas, weighing in at
Which is out in March. I think it's sort of sticking to the same release window as last year.
My grandfather taught me the mantra many years ago. Win if you can, lose if you must.
Your grandfather's not Jesse Ventura.
Eddie Guerrero is the embodiment of that.
Lie, Corey.
He's one of the all-time greats.
But yeah, and then yeah, Fight Forever's like I think like before it. Still waiting on a proper actual date for it. Well, I would be surprised if it has the editing of Indian wrestlers. But we'll see. But opening contest for Payback, Eddie Guerrero versus Riddle. I think these two have met a few times, as they are both in the United States title division. As well as, of course, just trying to score points for their teams. What I I might do, because we are going to see a lot of repeat matches, is sim everything but title matches, or like really cool gimmick matches. So like had I been doing that from the start, we would have watched like the Money in the Bank match, for example. I might do that just because, you know, 5 people per division. There's only so many potential matches. Well, like there's only 5 possible women's singles matches, for example. So I might do that. I might do that. So stick to, again, well, yeah, because I don't think there's any real potential for gimmick matches on Raw. So again, if a title match shows up there, we'd definitely watch it. And as for the pay-per-views, title matches and, like, for example, maybe the Steve Austin Montez Ford no holds barred match. Gimmick matches and title matches we'll watch from now on. We will let this one play, and then I think that's going to be the move. Just that we're not, because we've seen this match a few times. But at least if one comes up as a gimmick match, that's something a bit different. So on this card, after this, we'll watch the tag title match, the Montez... no holds barred is not super interesting. So we'll just watch the tag title match and the women's title match on this card after this opening one. And then from now on, any really interesting, like if a cage or a Hell in a Cell or something pops up, something a bit different, we'll give it a watch as well.
Oh man, right to the arm. Hyperextend your elbow. Attack after attack on target.
I'm interested to see what it's going to do for the Royal Rumble. Because there's only 20 men. But I don't think it will throw all 20 of them into the Rumble, especially considering, well, potentially by the Rumble, one of them will hold the WWE title. I would like to think. So it might be a 10-man Rumble. And again, it's probably not even going to book a 5-woman Battle Royal. Also, that wouldn't be officially a Royal Rumble. I think the lowest number you can go to and have it still actually be a Royal Rumble match is 10. But we'll see. There's the Bro Derek. And it's 2.
Incredible kick out from Guerrero. Eddie clinging on to life in this match. Riddle wondering
Top. Oh, big moonsault. I'm kind of hoping as well for 2K23, just thinking ahead to it, that there might be some cool 30th anniversary of Raw stuff for it. At the very least, like a 1993 Manhattan Center Raw arena. Like nothing major, not like a showcase mode or anything around it, but like 2K20 had the 20 years of SmackDown stuff, and I think it was just an arena and some like DLC wrestlers sort of associated with early SmackDown. So something like that. Well, I don't know who you would include for like early Raw. Undertaker's already in the game. I'm assuming, having been DLC in this one, that Yokozuna is going to be in the next game as standard roster. So we'll see. Was it Taker was in the opener and Yoko was in the main event of the first Raw? Taker beat Damien Demento. We could get Damien Demento as DLC. That would be fun. But I want like small Manhattan Center Raw more than anything else. Oh, this is the big diving brutal. I think actually this match has been on every pay-per-view mode. No, not. I think Riddle was in the Money in the Bank match, so I don't think it was on it. which was surprisingly won by Danny Birch, who's in the tag division. Interestingly. There's the Three Amigos. Goes for the cover. Doubt he'll get it. Only two. Triple back to his feet. Big forearm shot. And another. And one more. Falls it up with an eye poke. And big clothesline. He's not really thinking frog splash, but close. But gets it. Oh yeah, really. It was in the rope there. Riddle big forearm. Off the rope. The Roton. Riddle up top. Eddie back to his feet. Riddle gonna let Eddie catch him. Nope. Ah, misses the big punch, I guess. Eddie double drop kick. Or look, leg drop even. I think was maybe looking for more amigos. Riddle able to block. Suplex to the zone. And going to drag Eddie to the center of the ring. Eddie counters, back to his feet. Blocks the punch. Blocks the chop. Kick to his leg, chop his own blocked. Nice exchange. And Guerrero gets the better of it. Another nice clothesline. And back up. Maybe time for another frog splash. Time for another frog splash. Gets all of Riddle once again in the ropes. Nice backbreaker. The screen goes dark. The arm, dog stomp. Caught one too many times out of the kicks. That's a big chop. There's the arm. Ooh, and a nice arm drag. Ooh. Blocks the knee and I think again. No, I thought he was maybe going for the brainbuster that time. Riddle counters it. Big German. And he misses the kick. Nice DDT off the springboard. Riddle busted open. And maybe looking for the Bromission. Locks it in. Is that enough to get the tap out? And Eddie taps. So that is a point for Riddle. To watch the replays, you're seeing them going to sign him his point. And then for the sim matches, we'll just sim up to the next, to the title match, and then we'll give the points as we go. That's an open underneath the bandana, it appears. Let's go back to the scores now while we get to those bikes. That is a point for the DOA. Back we go. Just in time for Riddle to get his bike up the ramp. Big win, getting the DOA off on the right foot again. I believe they do stand to potentially get the most points here tonight. I suppose I think the Brood had the same, or had one less match, but they could potentially pick up a title. So on to the next. So skip. So that's a point, another point for the DOA. A point for the Mean Street Posse. So point for DOA, point for Posse. So let's assign those before we watch the tag title match. For Main Street. There we go. So, on to the first of our two title matches. Rematch from the previous pay-per-view, I'm pretty sure. As Commander Aziz and Omos of the Brood try to recapture the Raw Tag Team titles from the Disciples of Apocalypse's Jimmy Uso and Farouk. And it's going to take a while to load. There we go. Now we'll watch the entrances since we're watching fewer matches. Should have tried to fix the red filter for the Brood entrances before I did this, but maybe for next time. Because this does, it looks a lot cooler with the red filter over it. And they didn't even have the proper Brood attire when I watched it in the preview, so.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Raw Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers at a combined weight of
So if I remember rightly,
750 pounds.
no tag team has managed to get past a single defense of the tag belts. Just Birch and Mendoza won them. They lost them to the Brood. And the Brood lost them to the DOA. If I'm not mistaken. So there should only be 3 teams on the score for tag belts. No, there's 4. So, Nation. What was the order here? Was it Nation, Main Street, Brood, DOA, I think was the order. Huh, kinda thought the belts would have went under the vests. I guess not. Yeah, I think that was it. It was DOA, or Nation of Domination had them. They lost them to the Main Street Posse. Main Street Posse lost them to the Brood, who lost them to the DOA. And again, none of them have managed to get to successfully defend. Will the Disciples of Apocalypse be the first tag team to actually retain the belts? Or will the Brood become our first 2-time champions? So 2 points on the line here for the Brood. Point for the win, point for the belts. 1 point on the line for the DOA. And they've already picked up 2 points on this card. And still have one more match after this. Certainly. A formidable team on the other side of the ring from the Disciples. Well, they've beat them before. Capture them. So see if they can repeat that feat here tonight. Become the first successful defenders of the tag team titles. And walk away with the point. Jimmy in to start for the DOA, Omos for the Brood. Oh, Jimmy in quick with the strikes. Oh, rocks Omos with a kick, it doesn't floor him. Jimmy just dropped across the top rope from quite a height. And Commander Aziz in now. Goes into that kick. And a big elbow. Ooh, big slaps and chops, no blocked. And, oh, I think he was looking for that big power slam I saw him hit a few times. Jimmy able to counter. And, oh, he's really trying to walk Commander Aziz into the DOA corner, but Aziz not having it. Ooh, blocks, or just dodges the shoulder tackle, really. And gets him up this time. Is he thinking big power slam? And he is. Jimmy go, put to the face, gets him back to his feet. And sends Aziz into the ropes. Does nothing to capitalise, though. And Aziz back in control. Jimmy going... No, I thought he was going for the top rope again, but nope, up and over. Jimmy Uso out to the floor. Aziz tags in Omos. Referee count of 1. Jimmy going to take a walk.
You can see he is feeling it now. He is a sight to behold.
Get himself psyched up maybe to take on this big giant vampire. Ooh, super kick again, but once again Omos not phased. Big Samoan drop. Oh, Jimmy trying to crawl to his corner for the tag there, but Omos in the way. Omos gets him up. Giant fall away slam.
The champ getting put to the test here.
Omos scoop. Nope. Jimmy able to counter. Kick to the knee. Omos just shoves him away. Oh, Jimmy. Super kick from the schoolboy. Gets Omos back to his feet. Super kick again. Does not floor the big man yet. Ooh, Jimmy doing a bit of breakdancing there, but gets caught by Omos. Jimmy up top. Omos crawling, trying to make it to his corner. Gets the tag. Jimmy now back down. Nice float over. DDT. And Jimmy maybe going to tag in Farouk. Tags in Farouk. He immediately gets caught and eats a big power slam from himself. That's a big stomp from Aziz. Ooh, just raking that shirt across the eyes. Ooh, big forearm as well. And just blatant choke. Referee doesn't seem to mind. Aziz sends Farouk into one of the neutral corners. And again, just choking him. A lot of liquid coming out of Farouk during that corner choke. Farouk back to his feet, rings the arm. And a stomp. Gets the commander back to his feet. Going to drag him into his corner. Yep. Doesn't make the tag though, turns Aziz around. Big double axe handle and a forearm. Axe handle, axe handle. Big forearm as well. And rake the eyes. Yep. Big display of power there. Nice backdrop suplex. And a knee. Drops a knee across the back as well. Farouk once again sends Aziz into the DOA corner and big punch. Aziz up from the seated position. Looking for that big swinging side slam, and there it is. And Aziz gonna tag out. In comes the giant Omos. Just slamming Farouk's head into the canvas. Looking for a shoulder. Yep, shoulder nerve hold. Farouk able to fight out though. Sweeps the leg. Almost back to his feet. Big clubbing blow to the back. Big boot. Follow up kick. Moves the arm into the mat. Another big kick. And again, just slamming Farouk's head into the mat. Stomp to the face. Goes to the cover of that. Ooh, Jimmy just made contact there, enough to break the pin. But eats a giant spine buster for his trouble. Farouk able to fight his way back to his feet. Big punches and forearms, kick, and DDT drops Omos. Jawbreaker gets Omos back into it though. And Just looking for that running choke slam. It's caught with a Farouk jawbreaker. And Omos going to tag out. In comes the commander. Waiting for Farouk to get to his feet. What's he looking for here? Gets him by the throat. And looking choke slam maybe? Doesn't matter. Farouk able to fight out. As he's back in control for kick to the gut. And a big shove. Kick to the back of the knee. And going to tag back into Omos. Omos just sizing up his opponent. Oh, looking for a Boston Crab. Immediately in the ropes though. And breaking the back. Gets Farouk up on the shoulder. Farouk able to escape. Nice float over DDT. And I believe Omos is busted open. And sent into the DOI corner. Jimmy back on the apron as well. Farouk doesn't make the tag though. Just lays in the forearm. Omos back in that seat position. Able to get the boot up though. Back to his feet. Big shoulder tackle. Straight in for a cover. Ooh, only a 2. Impressive to get a 2 count off of a simple shoulder tackle though. Ooh, and just picking Farouk up. Big gut wrench suplex. And gonna tag back into the commander. No. Gets Farouk to his feet. Farouk blocks the punch. Nice swinging neck breaker. Farouk gets Omos back to his feet. Omos gets the knee in. And oh, misses the big hammer punch. Farouk now. Nope. I think was looking to get Omos back in the DOI corner. Omos able to fight out. And there's that big spine buster. Plants the foot on the chest. Goes for the cover. But Jimmy's right there. Not able to get the pin and break in time. And the Brood have regained the Tag Team Championship. So once again, Tag Team titles change hands without ever seeing a successful defense. But with that, the Brood become the first 2-time Raw Tag Team Champions. And pick up 2 points for the Brood. Let's see them celebrate with their belts before we assign the points. Yeah, I think it was that float over DDT counter from Farouk that busted open Omos. Indeed, well, much needed 2 points for the Brood there. That could be enough to keep them in the lead ahead of the resurgent Disciples of Apocalypse. So, Brood. So, point for the wins, that's 31.5. And now, 2 for the tag titles. Boom. So, back out we go. And we'll see what happens on the next couple of matches. So, Raul Mendoza versus Vader. Vader gets the win, point for RTC. Montez Ford versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, point for Stone Cold Steve Austin, another point for the DOA. And Jey Uso versus Shinsuke Nakamura, point for the for the Mean Street Posse. And before we get to our main event, so that is point for RTC, point for DOA, point for Main Street Posse. Score. Point for DOA. That is 30.5. Point for Main Street Posse. And point for the RTC. You really need all the points they can muster at this point. They're trailing behind, have yet to pick up a title. The only team to do so, or to not do so, I suppose. So, as it currently stands, the Brood still clearing the lead with 34.5 points, followed closely by the DOA with 31.5 points, followed by the Main Street Posse at 20, the Nation of Domination at 16, and the RTC at 13.5. Weirdly, the alphabetical order is also the current standings. Brings us to our main event. For the Raw Women's title, as defending champion, Alexa Bliss, this will be her second defense, I'm pretty sure, of the Brood, takes on the Nation of Domination's Ember Moon in a no-holds-barred match. So, Brood already out in front by quite a few points. Another win here would just cement that further. Whereas, I don't even think the 2 points for the match and the title would really change anything for Nation of Domination. Get them a bit closer, at least, to the DOA. Or no, the Main Street Classics, who they're first chasing, isn't it? Yeah. But I don't think it would close the gap. Well, technically the gap, because it would bring them a couple steps closer, but not massively. And Ember has been a hell of a point getter for the Nation of Domination. Can she secure yet another point and the Raw Women's Championship for her team? So far, the women's title has been the sole property of the Brood. Actually, was this the match that crowned the champion? Was it? I think it was Alexa versus Ember. Because I remember thinking it should have been Alexa versus Dakota, because they'd sort of had the most wins. That seems right.
Guys, I guess we can say welcome to Alexa's playground.
We'll see if second time's the charm here for Ember Moon. Can she pick up the gold? So yeah, we'll see how many matches, how many matches we're going to watch on the next pay-per-view. That might be it for tonight. Just a wee short stream.
It sounds ridiculous, guys.
If there's only like one match on the next one, like one title match, we'll go to the next pay-per-view, but we'll see. At some point, I'm hoping the game crowns the other champions. I could fudge it. Like, let's say if the top 2 contenders in those divisions are facing on the pay-per-view, we'll make that a title match. Like, if the number 1 and number 2 ranked Universal or WWE Championship contenders are in a match, make that the WWE title match. Maybe. I am still trusting the game to eventually crown champions. Because it's done it twice. Filled 2 vacant championships, it just needs to do it for another 2. Has to give someone for Danny Burch to cash in on. And again, Nation of Domination in a very good position as far as the WWE Championship, because they have the Money in the Bank in their possession. Danny Burch could potentially, Montez Ford could pick up the WWE Championship and immediately drop it to Danny Burch. That would immediately give them many bonus points. Because yeah, you would get, so say Montez Ford wins it, that's 2 points, matching title. And then if Danny Burch cashes in and wins, that's another 2 points, matching title. Oh no, it would only be title points for the Danny Burch match, because we've established that if a match is only contested amongst one faction, they don't get a point. But you would still get the title point, I guess, because it's somebody else winning the title. Yeah, that's how I'm going to do that. If Danny Burch cashes in on Montez Ford, you would only get the 1 point for the title, but would not get a match point. There we go. Here we go, no holds barred. Ember up top. Looking for moonsault. Big moonsault, gets all of it. Ooh, just punches her. Stop that clothesline attempt. And a nasty backbreaker. Stomp the arm. And Ember Moon on the offensive here. Again, blocks the clothesline attempt. Big kick. Misses the chop though. And Alexa in control. Gets Ember on the rope. Ember able to fight her way free. Misses the kick again. Oh, and a slap. Ember sent into the corner. Turns around again. And just lays in the shoulders. And the kicks. And Alexa going up top. And big diving splash. Holds it for the cover. Only 2 count. And stomp the arm. And we're back out with a jawbreaker. And looking for a butterfly suplex. Oh, Alexa Bliss floats out of it. And big jumping neckbreaker to capitalize. And gets in that head scissors. And they're able to throw her off. And the flat butterfly suplex again. Gets it this time. A kick. Falls up with another one. And one more. Nice combination of kicks there from Ember Moon. We're going to drag Alexa away from the ropes. Maybe looking for a cover off of those. Nope. Ooh, gets caught in a sneaky roll up from Alexa. Only gets the 1 count though. Not even a 1 count, sorry. Alexa's laying the boot into the face. And goes to the outside, goes up top. And double axe handle just crowns Ember. And just going to stretch out the arm. And just punches straight to the face of the War Goddess. And now Alexa dragging Ember. Oh, is looking for insult to injury. Misses the knees though. Alexa back in control. Gets Ember up on the shoulders. Ember able to fight her way out. And reverse DDT. Alexa able to get hold of her. Throws her over the top rope. Onto the apron. And drop kick sends Ember to the floor.
It's been an hellacious encounter thus far.
Alexa's going up top there. Oh, she is. Ember back to your feet though. And Alexa thinks better of it. Does not want to take a big risk and potentially lose her title because of it. Using the kicks, big DDT and the kip up. Straight in for the cover. Only a 2 count again.
Puts the pressure back on the champion. Can the champion respond with their back against the wall? Alexa thought she had this one in hand.
Am I watching the same match as Byron? In what world is Alexa's back against the wall right now? Oh, Ember backed up though with the kick. And big sidewalk slam. Okay, maybe Byron just sort of was a couple of steps ahead of him. Oh, gets caught again by Alexa. Ooh, very nice escape. Straight into that big kick. And oh, looking for a snap suplex. Bliss able to float over. And there's the German. Oh, it's the stomp. Big single leg drop kick from Ember. And up on the shoulders. Bliss back down. Ooh, big slap to the chest. Got from Alexa, and just forearms and chops, and a chop block to the back of the leg. Bliss up top. And big splash again, all the way out to the middle of the ring. And straight in for the cover. 1, 2, and only a 2 count again. It'll take more than that to put away this challenger. Ember sweeps the leg. Goes up. Nope, was thinking of going up top, but Bliss back to your feet. There's that big sidewalk slam one more time. Now Ember goes to the top rope. Maybe looking for Eclipse. Yep, waiting for Alexa to get back to your feet. Off the top. Oh, there's the Eclipse. Alexa maybe in the rope. Ember going to go straight in for the cover anyway. Can she get it? Only a 2 count. There's that big kick again, and the rest of the combination. Drag Alexa to the middle of the ring, thinking for another cover. Lights go out. Ooh, Alexa, back to your feet, off the lights out. Ooh, nasty backbreaker. Lackadaisical camel clutch. Lackadaisical camel clutch. We have seen somebody got the win with one of these. I feel like we need to be on the other side of this to properly see what's going on, but I'm not the camera crew. Bliss up top. And Twisted Bliss. Oh, it wasn't her doing the lights out again. There's the cover. And the 3 Bliss retains due to spooky magic. So that is a point for the Brood. Bringing them up to 32.5.
Here is your winner and still the Raw Women's Champion, Alexa.
Back to ringside to watch the celebration.
That's the kind of win that can take their career to the next level.
I mean, she's at the top, but I'm the next level. Actually, before we go on to the next card, we'll check the news, because I keep forgetting to do that. A big win for Alexa Bliss, cementing her reign. I believe that was her 3rd or 2nd defense. Can't remember. So to the news. So on the pay-per-view, did we miss any of these? We did, but we'll start from here. So Raul Mendoza's been cleared. Good for him. Can't remember what happened there. World Tag Team Champions. Oh, Vader won. And Jey Uso won. Nice. On to the next episode of Raw. So we have triple threat action: Riddle versus Damian Priest versus Eddie Guerrero, or Damian Priest versus Riddle versus Eddie Guerrero if you go by the picture. We have mixed tag match with the Nation of Domination's Wes Lee teaming up with the Brood's Alexa Bliss to take on the Disciples of Apocalypse's Dakota Kai and Right to Censor's Diesel. So again, half points on the line there. We then have Stone Cold versus Montez Ford again. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Vader. Pretty sure that's happened a few times. And in our main event, former champions Farouk and Jimmy Uso take on Commander Aziz and Omos in non-title action. So let's sim. So point for Riddle. Wesley and Alexa Bliss share a point, half each. Stone Cold gets the win over Montez Ford. Vader picks up a big win over Shinsuke Nakamura. And in our main event, the former champs pick up the win over the current reigning champions, presumably lining them up for a rematch. We'll just see if anything interesting came up in the news. So Priest and Riddle arrivals, and Riddle and Priest arrivals. Cool. So before we go on to the scores, not to be right back, the scores. So Brood picked up half a point for the Brood, getting them out of the and a half point system, bringing them up to 33 wins. Okay, DOA picked up 1, 2, 3 points for the DOA on that card. 33. The Posse leave empty-handed. The Nation pick up a half point, and the Right to Censor pick up a point. And a full point for the Right to Censor. Pretty sure the standings are still the same. Let's take a wee quick look. So 33, 4, 5, 36 points for the Brood, 34.5 for the Disciples of Apocalypse, 20 for the Main Street Posse, 16.5 for the Nation of Domination, and 14.5 for the right to censor. They are closing the gap between themselves and the Nation. But again, there's a huge gap between the Disciples of Apocalypse in second place and the Mean Street Posse in third. Really, it's a race for third right now, and then the Brood and the DOA sort of still fairly close for the lead. We'll see how it goes as we move on to next week. So, on this week's episode of Raw, the Nation of Domination implodes as Danny Burch takes on Montez Ford, so no points on the line in that match. Alexa Bliss takes on Indy Hartwell. Triple Threat Tornado Tag. I feel like there's some people missing. Okay. We'll have to see what happens there. So Keith Lee and Jey Uso definitely are there. Diesel and Edge are there. It feels like someone's missing for it to be a triple threat. Hopefully the mystery vanished team don't win. We then have Steve Austin versus X-Pac, and on our main event, Jey Uso versus Omos. So, same for the results. So Danny Burch picks up a win, but no points. Bliss picks up another big win, again establishing herself firmly at the top of the women's division. Jey Uso and Keith Lee, I'm going to assume, pick up the win there. We'll check the news and see if that tells us anything. The way that's laid out, I'm assuming that's telling me Jey Uso won. I think. I don't know where the third team in a triple threat would be name bar wise. Okay, Steve Austin beats X-Pac and Jey Uso beats Omos. Jey Uso pulled double duty. So check the news. So Universe booed Farouk and Jimmy Uso after this aggressive display. Okay. Shinsuke Nakamura appeared on stage after the match, mocking Montez Ford and trying to get into his head. There's no doubt that the mind games between the two contenders will be frequent as they try to pick up an advantage for their title match. Okay, so that might be our WWE title match. Neat. As for this, I don't think it's telling me Jey Uso won that match. That might be... That's inconclusive. I'm not awarding a point because I don't know what happened there. So it's a point for the Brood, a point for the DOA, and a point for the Mean Street is what I'm going to go with. So a point for the Brood. Because something fucked up with that triple threat match, and I think it was the third team that technically won, but we don't know who that was. So 34, point for the Brood, point for the DOA. Like on pure match wins, the DOA is ahead, but the Brood have won more titles. And point for the Mean Street Posse. Again, just solidifying their hold on the bronze medal, as it were. So on we go to the next show, and hopefully all the matches are clearly laid out and we know who's in them. So we have Damian Priest versus Eddie Guerrero, Diesel and Alexa Bliss versus Wesley and Ember Moon. So if Diesel and Alexa win, that's half a point each for the RTC and the Brood, full point for the Nation of Domination if they win. Shinsuke Nakamura versus X-Pac, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Montez Ford, and in our main event, Omos versus Farouk. So, point for the Brood there, half a point for the Brood, half a point for the RTC, point for the Brood, point for the DOA, point for the Brood. So 1, 2.5, 3.5 for the Brood. Impressive showing tonight. 3.5 did I say? 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, yes. So 37.5. DOA got 1, 1. And then another half point for the RTC. And that's all the points from this week's Raw. We'll check the news as well. Half a point for the RTC brings them up to 15. Still dead last though. Even on match wins, they are just last. So news. No, hit B. News. Week 3. Omos and Jimmy are rivals. Aziz and Jimmy are rivals. Aziz and Farouk's relationship has gotten worse. Jimmy and Aziz are rivals. Jimmy and Omos are rivals. Cool. But just Jimmy, not Farouk. Though his relationship with Aziz has gotten worse. So, on the go home show for Clash of Champions, or Night of Champions, whatever the fuck we call it now. Bliss versus Naomi. Jay and Keith versus Raul Mendoza and Danny Burch. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus X-Pac. We'll see what happens there. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Vader. And in our main event, Tag Team Champions Omos and Commander Aziz take on former champions and presumably challengers Farouk and Jimmy Uso. So, similar matches. Bliss, point for the Brood, point for the Main Street Posse, point for the DOA, point for the Brood, point for the DOA. So win it. Brood, MSP, DOA, Brood, DOA. So 2 points each for the DOA and the Brood, and a point for the Main Street Posse. So week 4. Dakota Kai appeared on stage after Alexa Bliss's match, making a statement to the champion and the crowd that her title reign is coming to an end. Time will tell if the champ is concerned about the message and her competition. Okay. The animosity between enemies has grown so strong, Montez Ford simply couldn't wait for another match to beat Stone Cold Steve Austin. The superstar assaulted his rival's scheduled opponent, forcing his way into the match that was short a competitor. Things could only get more dangerous for everyone else from here on. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Montez Ford's relationship has gotten even worse, and Farouk and Jimmy Uso pick up momentum after a victory against their enemies, getting a mental advantage over Omos and Commander Aziz in their approaching Tag Team Championship match. Will this title match be the one to settle the score between these feuding teams? We shall see. So that's 2 for the Brood, 2 for the DOA, 1 for the Main Street Posse. So 2 for the Brood, 39.5, 2 for the DOA, 37.5, and 1 for the Main Street Posse. Bring them to 21. I feel like at one point the Main Street Posse were like really dead last, and then there was like a Raw where they just won every match. And it sort of catapulted them up to 3rd. So good for them. So, to the pay-per-view we go. I did seem to hint that we might be getting a title match for the WWE Championship, but we'll see. So, Miz versus Vader, so that's all RTC, no points on the line. Raul Mendoza and Danny Burch versus Wesley and Eddie Guerrero. So either the Nation of Domination is walking away with at least a guaranteed half point, potentially full point if Burch and Mendoza get the win. Naomi versus Ember Moon. Dakota versus Alexa Bliss, as we expected. Farouk and Jimmy versus Omos and Aziz. Riddle versus Priest. Keith and Jay versus Edge and Diesel. Montez Ford versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, and for the WWE Championship, it's Shinsuke Nakamura versus X-Pac in a last man standing match. So, we're definitely watching that. So I think we're just going to watch the title matches, because I'm not watching 2 last man standing matches. So, here we go. I thought we were getting a WWE title match from the fact that we didn't have Alexa in the main event. Sort of seems to be the way it goes. Which means we only have 1. Well, after tonight, we'll only have 1 Uncrowned Championship. Exciting. And yeah, so last man standing match is probably going to take a while, so yeah, this will be it for tonight. I didn't include it on the schedule, but I'll see what I'm like tomorrow. I might throw in a bonus like afternoon stream of this. I'll see how I'm feeling after I watch Wrestle Kingdom, because I may also just go for a nap. So, for absolutely nothing, The Miz versus Vader. Danny Burch and Raul Mendoza versus Wesley and Eddie Guerrero. Yeah, the Nation get the win, full point win. Ember versus Naomi. Ember gets the win. So, on the scores there, that's 2 points for the Nation. A good night for them, even though they're not involved in any title situations. So, Nation, 2 points. 17.5. They are catching up on the Posse, it must be said. They're now... not really, they're still like 4 or 5 points behind. Never mind. So here we go, Dakota getting her shot on pay-per-view for Alexa Bliss's Women's Championship. And again, a big title win here would be... I wouldn't get them in the... I might get them... Point for the match win, point for the title. It would get them very close to the Brood. Might even tie it up. Interesting.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Raw.
I was about to say we never see his face, but I think Greg got fired before the game came out. Which is why you only ever see him from like far away or behind on the close-ups. I believe is what happened there. So here we go. Again, a big breadwinner for the DOA, Dakota Kai, has racked up more than her fair share of points. But has yet to taste that Raw Women's Championship gold. I believe this is her first opportunity. But Alexa has proven to be a dominant champion. See if that changes here tonight. Yeah, the Undertaker bigger entrance was not meant for someone this small. That sort of wins out a bit.
The challenger looks to be in the best shape ever, ready to compete for that
Hell
title.
yeah. And since it's potentially our last rewatch, this is entrances for that. So we're watching this. Even though it's a rematch that we've actually already seen twice, we will watch the Raw Tag Team title match. And here comes the champion. For now, the winningest champion. The only champion to successfully defend their title in the entire universe mode. See if that changes following the tag team title match. So we'll either get our second two-time champions in friggin' Jimmy, or Aziz and Omos will be the first tag champs to actually manage to defend the belts. History made either way.
Guys, actually I have a dinner date with my mom. I won't be available. Saxton isn't the only person crying for their mommy on the arrival of Alexa Bliss. Byron, is the old Alexa still in there? I mean, I'm kind of wondering, but I don't really want to find out myself. Hey, she seems happy. And she's also about to turn the ring into her own personal playground.
Or will she? So, first of 3 title matches on the show tonight. Oh, imagine if straight after we crown the champion, Birch cashes in. I mean, it would be a real great way to cap off what has been a good night for the nation. Also, yeah, it's not even just that they've used the Greg model and are sort of hiding it. You sort of see it when he was doing the intros there. It's not the Greg model. It's like close enough. It's Gerg Hamilton. No, also it could just be their best attempt at Greg, having just seen commentary Michael Cole there. Can Dakota capture the gold? This could be a very big night for the DOA. If Dakota can capture her first Women's Championship, and Farouk and Jimmy can recapture the tag gold, that's 4 points right there. That would definitely put them in the lead. I think they're what, 2 points behind total? If they're 2 points behind total, then this win, or a win here, would be enough to tie them with the Brood. But then, of course, in the main event, Shinsuke could pick up 2 points for the Brood if he becomes WWE champion. See, once the titles come into play, if there, I might see if there is a Royal Rumble. And it's a big if considering how small the roster is. Well, maybe I'll not add it as a category, but maybe make it 2 points. There should at least be a 10-man Rumble. She's just air kicking. Blocks the slap, kicks the leg, dodges that kick. Snap air and drop kick. Drop kick. Legs are going up, maybe looking for that big splash. Waiting for Dakota to get to her feet. Ooh, didn't get all of the crossbody. Goes to the cover anyway. Only a 1 count. Oh, there's the knees, insult the injury. Indeed. And stretching the arm. Big fan of the old limb works, Alexa Bliss. Goes up top, maybe thinking Twisted Bliss. Or, oh, waiting for Dakota to get to her feet. Dead center of the ring. Yeah, I think she realised Dakota was too far to get away with anything there. Ooh, big knee. Ooh, breaking the arm over the shoulder. Bliss with a big slap and another. Elbows and a slap again. Rocks Kai. Gets Kai up in the shoulder. Dakota able to fight her way down with the elbows. Ooh, kicks the arm. He's trying to rock Bliss somewhere, but Bliss able to fight back with the elbows. Snapping her again, off the ropes, drop kick. And in for cover. Oh, and with the feet on the ropes. Ooh, only a 2 count. Oh, big kick from Kai. And another. And one. Ooh. Very nasty in the last one. And waiting for Bliss to get back up to her feet. Gets a up, maybe thinking detonation kick. And there it is. And goes for the cover. Just gets her out from under the ropes. Only a 2 count though. Now, if there's one thing we've seen over the last couple of pay-per-views, it is going to take a lot to take down Alexa Bliss. Kai up top. Oh, misses the double stomp. And Bliss just whipping her around by the hair. Bliss sends Kai off the ropes, misses the chop block, or cross block. Ooh, big kicks to the leg from Kai, kick to the gut, sends Bliss into the corner, and big forearm. And just boots across the face, off the ropes, and one more big boot. And swift kick. And the double stomp. Oh, Bliss blocks the kick. Dragon screw. And oh, insult to injury again. And rolls her over. And there's the cover. And a 2 count. Bliss up top, maybe thinking Twisted Bliss this time. And there it is, gets all of it, goes for the cover. And the 3 Bliss retains again. And that's another point for the Brood. And that'll probably keep them in the lead for tonight. I think the DOA, if they can regain the tag titles, and Austin picks up a win over Montez Ford. Still all to play for at the top. I think in general, it's still all to play for. There's still quite a few pay-per-views left. This is only September. You've Hell in a Cell. Oh no, so all the Raws in between, but you've Hell in a Cell in October, Survivor Series November, TLC December, January Raw Rumble, February Elimination Chamber, March Roadblock, and in WrestleMania in April. You have 7 pay-per-views. with 4 Raws, I think, between them all. 7 4s, 28. Plus 7. 35. If my counting is correct, there's like 35 shows still to go. Not counting this one. Oh, no, we could have just went straight into it. So, we will either see the first successful tag team title defense or the second ever 2-time Raw Tag Team Champions. And since we just watched this one on the last pay-per-view, we're just going to skip the entrances. Because we've already seen Aziz and Omos come out with the belts as well, so it's fine. There we go. And here we go. Second of 3 blockbuster title matches here tonight. And no, they don't get the special in-ring introduction, they just get it during their entrances. Can these giants do what has yet to be done and successfully defend the Tag Team Championships? Presumably, if they do, you've got to think one of the other teams gets to step up and challenge next time. If they beat Farouk and Jimmy Uso twice in a row, that's got to put them to the back of the line. It's not a long line, but they would still be at the back of it. Ooh, nice headbutt, and ooh, just tossing Farouk. And big stomp to the face. Just big, powerful shots from these guys. They don't need to do it a lot. Ooh, caught on the ropes there. Farouk with the kick in the back. Gets almost back up. Big punch. Forearm. Another forearm, just working over the back. And sends Omos out over the top rope. Almost hit his head on the steps there. Going to tag in Jimmy. Jimmy. Oh! Big flying dive over the top rope. Misses Omos entirely. Just eats out all the shit on the outside there from that dive. Omos gets him up. Nope, Jimmy flew over DDT. Obviously not suffering too bad from that missed dive. Big slap. Needing a gut from Omos. And not quite sure where he's taking Jimmy. Gives Jimmy time to recover and fight his way back out with the elbows. More elbows and punches and kick. And another DDT. Omos tags in Commander Aziz. They need a gut. Big backbreaker from the commander of the armies of the night. And gets him up with a big gut wrench. Powerbomb right in front of Farouk. Blatant disrespect. And just stomping at the hand. And gets him again. More stomps to the hand. Oof. Ooh, big forward. Face. And camel clutch. Single leg. Single knee. Camel clutch. Jesus. Farouk in to bring it up though. Straight back out. Ooh, it's a big shot from Aziz. And back suplex on the apron. The hardest part of the ring. Almost again with Aziz, gut wrench powerbomb. Does not seem to notices Jimmy now. Eats a chop though. Aziz back onto the guardrail and just back into it. Referee up to a count of 3. Jimmy sending Aziz into the steps. Of course, the count out would benefit the Brood. They would retain. Count of 5. I think Jimmy realises, nope, thought Jimmy was going to go back in. Sends Aziz just down to the other side of the ring here. Count of 6 now from the ref. Big overhanded slap. Count of 7. Jimmy back in. Count of 8. Oh, Jimmy misses another big dive, but that will reset the count. Maybe that's all he was looking to do. Ref was up to an 8. Really concerned that Aziz was just going to take the count out loss and walk out of here as champion. Count of 4 again. Aziz gets Jimmy up, holds him, big vertical suplex. As the ref reaches the halfway point of his 10 count. Getting the practice in for our main event. And Aziz back in. And Jimmy follows suit. Ooh, just dodges that attack. Big super kick. Drops Aziz. And retain up another one. And he hits it. And just work the leg. Jimmy goes up. And looking for the Uso splash. There it is. Goes for the cover. Ooh, only a 2 count though. It's easy to tag out as I think the ref got in the way of Omos. Jimmy sends him in the corner. Oh, just slammed the head first into the time bottle. Hangs up the leg. Ooh, big kick. And turns his attention back to the legal man, Commander Aziz. So we're going to try and walk him into the corner there, but Aziz fights out. With big elbows and single leg. Again, Farouk was looking for a tag there. Aziz not going to let it happen. There's arm drag from Jimmy. Neckbreaker. Going to go to his corner now and tie back into Farouk. Farouk gets the commander back up to his feet. Ooh, hoisting him up. Big scoop slam from Farouk. Impressive power on display there. Drags him in the middle of the ring. Going to go for a cover off of that. Yep, he is going to try and roll him over. Ooh, only a 2 count. Maybe 1 or 2 more big moves from the DOA and they could recapture those tag titles. Oh, speaking of big moves, Aziz with the swinging side slam. And he's going to tag out. In comes Omos, who goes to the cover. I feel like they might have more success there if Aziz had just covered off of the swinging side slam, but what do I know? Ooh, blocks the shoulder tackle. And rakes the eyes. Ooh, big back body drop from Jimmy, sends Omos over to the outside. And Jimmy going to wait in his corner. Again, the Disciples need this match to stay in the ring. They can only win in the ring. Omos and Aziz can retain outside by DQ. Champion's advantage. One rakes to the eye, sends Jimmy into the corner. And Omos big headbutt. Goes up with a big stomp. And a giant alley. And just gonna slam his head into the canvas. And tags back out. In comes the commander. Jimmy though, just able to make the tag. In comes Farouk. And Farouk, ooh, just carrying Commander Aziz around. And a big scoop slap. Ooh, Farouk was looking for something there. Gets caught in a gut wrench suplex. And Commander Aziz is going to tag out once again. Back in comes Omos. Again, big men like this, you probably want to minimise the amount of time you're actually in there. Big backbreaker from Omos though. Quick tags, big power moves. Speaking of, big spine buster. Plants the foot on the chest. Ooh, only a 2 count. Farouk able to kick out. We need a proper cover there to get the win. Almost gonna send Farouk. Nope, Farouk able to fight his way free. Farouk, DDT. Almost just straight back up to his feet. That had very little effect. Big forearm, maybe had a bit more of an impact. Almost straight back up again though. Jimmy Uso back in. It's caught, sent into the neutral corner. Ooh, Jimmy able to get quick elbow in, fight his way out. Looking for that neck breaker again. Big neck breaker. Jimmy tags back out, in comes Farouk once more. Missing the count with a knee. Sent into that neutral corner as well. Big back elbows from Omos. This is the stomp. Oh, Farouk, shoulder tackle, floors him. And Farouk now, just walking Omos into the corner. Doesn't make the tag though, just a big forearm. And just laying the boots in. Omos gets put out of his own. Pegs up Farouk, just walking him over. And drops him onto the top rope first. Goes for the cover off of that. Still only a 2 count. Okay, between this and the last man standing match, we could be here a while. Walking Farouk back to the Brood corner. And more big bag elbows. I'm watching his Kevin Nash tapes. Farouk fights to his feet. Big lariat from Farouk. Shades of his APA partner Bradshaw. Back in comes Jimmy. It's caught by Omos, sent into that top neutral corner. And bag elbows for Jimmy. And back in comes the Commander. Waits for Jimmy to get to his feet, maybe looking for that Nigerian kneel. Nope, Jimmy able to fight out. It's caught. Headbutt from Aziz. There's Jimmy back to his feet. Maybe looking for that big spinning sound. Nope, he's looking for a scoop slam. Jimmy will float through. And DDT. Oh no, almost blocks it. Big back body drop. Go to work on the hand. Gets Jimmy back up. And just shoves him. Big right cross there. And another shot. Ooh, Jimmy's back his head gliding on the ropes there. Almost back in. Slams the arm into the mat. Big throat chop. Bigger shots. Ooh, and a shin breaker. For Omos, back in comes Commander Aziz. Of course, need to be careful with those quick tags. If you leave your opponent too close to their partner, they could get a tag themselves. Once again, back again. Maybe that's the plan here. Maybe they're trying to take out the tagging hand. If you don't have hands, you can't tag a partner, I guess. Or at least that's what the Brood thinks. Oh, he's looking for that big spinebuster. I think Jimmy will counter. Just run straight into a brick wall there, though. Almost gets him up. Big throwing suplex. Kick the back. Jimmy, though, absorbs the pain. And DDT. Gets the giant back to his feet. Big headbutt for Jimmy. Ooh, doing a bit of dancing. Big slap across the face. Floors Omos. And another headbutt. I think just busted him open. And he's going to tag back in. Comes Farouk. And Farouk, spinebuster of his own. Gets the giant back up. Big lariat. Kick to the back. I think he'd maybe be looking for the Dominator now, but nope, just going to go for the cover. Has to roll the big man over. And that toe just under the rope. Yeah, so hard to keep a big man the size of Omos away from the ropes. Kick to the gut though. Oh, looking for the Dominator. Gets it. But again, oh, hooks the leg. That nope, not enough to keep Omos out of the rope. Straight into a big knee from Commander Aziz. And Farouk going to tag Jimmy back in. Omos still down though. Perhaps had it not been for that rope break, he might have got the free count there. Jimmy Uso up, maybe looking for the Uso splash. Oh, almost gets the knees up. Gets Jimmy back to his feet. Big boot. Goes for the cover. And Farouk in with a save. Eats a giant lariat for his trouble. And just wrenching the leg of Jimmy Uso now is Omos. And comes the Commander one more time. Big power slam from the Commander. Big spinning power slam there. Oh, there's the Nigerian nail. Goes the cover. Jimmy's. Oh, no. Quite under the rope. Still only a 2 count though. And big leg drop across that arm. And tags back. In comes Omos. If they can get one big maneuver on Jimmy Uso here while Farouk's out on the floor, this could be it. They could retain. Jimmy up though. We're looking for another Uso splash. There it is, but there's no one to stop Aziz from breaking this pin. Except for Aziz missing. Well, there we go. We have our second ever 2-time Raw Tag Team Championship, or champions, and the streak of no successful defenses continues, as does potentially this rivalry. So, to the scores, DOA picks up both a point and a championship. Match points, 2 tag team championship points. There we go. So let's see. So that's 38.5 plus 2 is 40.5. The Brood's still 3 points clear. Perhaps had Dakota picked up the women's title victory, that might have been enough. But hell of a match there regardless. Which brings us to Riddle versus Priest. Priest gets the win for the Main Street Posse. Edge and Diesel get a win for the RTC. And Stone Cold picks up another win for the DOA. So, to the scores. So, Main Street Posse picks up a point. As does the RTC. And the DOA picks up a point as well. Not enough to get them in the lead, but keeps them in the hunt. And all of that brings us to our main event to crown the WWE Champion. Last man standing, Shinsuke Nakamura of the Brood versus X-Pac of the Main Street Posse. And I feel like of the faction leaders, X-Pac is someone we've seen the least. In that I don't think we've seen him wrestle on pay-per-view. Again, had you asked me, I would have guessed that the match to crown the WWE Champion would have been Steve Austin versus Montez Ford. They're in a rivalry, they're in the division, they're probably the top two. Well, actually, probably the top two, Stone Cold and Shinsuke. I would have guessed maybe Shinsuke and Stone Cold. But again, maybe Steve Austin being tied up with personal business with Montez Ford kept him out of this title match. Because we've seen Shinsuke quite a few times. I don't believe we've seen Brood or Main Street Posse X-Pac.
He kicks like
And this will, of course, also be the main event of the stream. Part of a big week for Shinsuke Nakamura. Had a great match for Noah against the Great Muta in the... Was that in Budokan? I think it was Budokan. I think that's Muta's last singles match. I believe it's sort of tags and stuff from here on out. Because it's the 6-man in the Dome. Or in Wrestle Kingdom tomorrow. Which is him, Tanahashi and Shooter. Against LIJ, I think. And then I believe on his retirement show he's teaming up with someone against Sting and Darby, but I don't think they said who his partner is yet. But yeah, Shinsuke was his last singles opponent. At least maybe it was Great Muta's last. I don't know if maybe Keiji Muto has some singles matches left. I don't believe so. But great match. Great finish. Shinsuke basically kissed the mist out of Muta, spat it back at him, and hit a Kinshasa. It was awesome. And here comes the leader of the Main Street Posse. For some reason, X-Pac's entrance has the video over it filter, but it's not the right video. It's just the X-Pac logo, so you don't get the cool stuff that you get with the DX entrance. Has X-Pac ever had this much hair? I suppose he would have. But he would also usually have bandana. That's what's missing, it's the bandana. I'm not used to seeing that much X-Pac forehead. Though even like, yeah, the in-game X-Pac, like his standard attire, I don't think he's wearing a bandana. He's getting pyro though. Hell yeah. Big fight feel here. This main event. I have no idea how long this is going to last. I've never seen a CPU last man standing match. I'm scared. Does Greg magically appear?
To hold one of the biggest titles in WWE.
Did they announce them during the entrances?
Best in the industry.
Oh, they did. Maybe they did. Must have. No, they didn't. We just didn't get ring announcements. Weird.
And gentlemen, this is what it's all
Here we go.
about.
Ooh, missed the big chop.
Championship on the line.
And Shinsuke gonna make him pay for it with those big knees.
What superstars grind and scrape and sacrifice for.
He's back out to his feet though.
In this position with
Ooh, nice takedown.
one of these men is about to fulfill a lifelong dream.
Ooh, and a big punch to the back of Shinsuke's head. Ooh, camel clutch. Really not cinching that one in at all. Nice counter from Shinsuke. And more of those nasty knees. Just the kicks. X-Pac with kicks of his own now. Shinsuke gonna send him onto the apron and just dropping the hot shot in the neck across the top rope. Shinsuke gonna follow him out. Ref did not start the count there. X-Pac back in, Shinsuke ready for him. Oh, big kick and a chop. Oh, Michinoku driver. Shinsuke pulling out the big news here. Next week from X-Pac. Not able to capitalize. Oh, spoke too soon there. Gets him up. And Snake Eyes. Shades of his good friend Kevin Nash. Shinsuke making pay with his quick kicks. And just stretching out the arm there. And big knee. Count of 1. Can't imagine that getting the 10. Wouldn't have imagined it getting the 4. Holy shit. Maybe Shinsuke actually KO'd him with that knee drop.
And there's 7. It's getting close, and he'll stand to
Kind of
break
it.
the count.
Ooh, misses the second knee drop attempt. Catches the kick. Big powerbomb. And the rest will start the count again. So that's just how this match is going to go now. It's going to be move, count will inexplicably get to like 8. Oh, only 6 that time. Ooh, very nice counter of the counter from Shinsuke there. Gets X-Pac back up and sends him out, just straight out to the floor this time. Shinsuke just turned his back to X-Pac, blatant disrespect. As the ref begins the count once more. And Michael chimes in. I'm going to say 7. Ooh, only 6. And X-Pac back in once more. And snapmare for Shinsuke and another knee. Big elbows. Ooh, nasty combination strikes there. And once again the ref.
2 count. 3.
I'm going to say 7 this time.
He is revving up the engine.
Shinsuke wanting him back to his feet.
Okay, already we get
I was right, 7.
for adulation for the crowd. Get back into the fight.
X-Pac gets a strike in, gets caught by Shinsuke, sent into the, oh, once again out to the floor. And the ref going in for a closer look. Not really. This has been possibly the least violent last man standing match I've ever seen.
And this match is going to continue.
6 that time. Oh, Shinsuke finally actually goes out to meet him on the floor. Kicks, elbows. And there's that nasty combo once more. Gets X-Pac back to his feet. And sends him into the guardrail. Or barricade. It's not really a real. There's almost a nasty forward shot. And, ooh, triangle choke. If he chokes him out here, that would certainly get you the 10 count. Hold in for a long time, lets him go.
So he releases the hold. Still was able to produce some considerable damage though.
Will have done some good damage. Just yeets him across the floor. Shinsuke back in the ring as the ref begins to count once more. Just standing dead center in the ring now. Count of 3.
He's staring his opponent down, getting into that zone.
Thought we were doing something there. Count of 7.
Is this really it? This match isn't over.
Ooh, up at the 9.
Guess he caught another win.
Ooh, blocks the drop kick. Can X-Pac capitalize and get back in this? Or will he just go back in the ring?
He's reminding his competition that they'll only ever be second best.
Back in the ring. Oh, it's caught. Nope. Kicks his way out. And catches X-Pac. Gets him up on his shoulders. Into the powerbomb. And sends him out over the top rope to the floor off the powerbomb. Ref just left the ring. Starts the count. But, maybe that time the ref took might be enough to get X-Pac back in this. So far, this has been all Shinsuke. 7.
This is not good.
9. And X-Pac just getting back up before the 10 one more time.
He's outside the ring now.
Cannot get a hold of Shinsuke for long. Gets one quick bit of offense and then Shinsuke immediately takes back control as he slams X-Pac into the announcer's desk. Doesn't follow up though. Oh, said he's going to clear it. Ooh. Seemed to stop paying attention to X-Pac then entirely. Complete disregard for his opponent. Now just lining him up with strikes. Misses the enziguri though. Catches X-Pac before he can capitalize. Gets him up in the shoulders. Maybe looking for... landslide, that's the word. Landslide and outside. That could be enough to get the win. And the championship. We shall see as the ref reaches 5, halfway.
Oh man, the referee just counted to 7, 8, 9. He's getting a huge boost right now.
And 10. Shinsuke wins in the most glacially paced, chill last man standing match I've ever seen. Like, I wouldn't even say we had a table spot, really. But, nonetheless, Shinsuke has picked up the WWE Championship for the Brood, securing them 2 points to close out the pay-per-view. So, to the scores. That's a point for the win. 41.5. And the first one is the... I don't know why I have it as Universal. It's the WWE Championship. I should probably fix that. Though also if I fix it, it's going to mess up the spacing. So I'm just going to say it's the Universal Championship. I don't care. And our first point on the board in that line. So, as we close out, we'll go on to the next show and see what's on the card as well. But so the Brood has 45.5 points. The Disciples of Apocalypse have 41.5. The Mean Street Posse has 23. The Nation of Domination has 18.5. And all the way at the bottom is the Right to Center with 16. Although they have sort of closed the gap a bit, they could catch the Nation of Domination soon. We'll see. So before we close things out tonight, we'll go on and see what's in store for us on the next episode of Monday Night Raw. As we start the build towards... oh, we'll check the news. So, Jimmy Uso and Farouk have won the Tag Team Championships. Austin beat Montez in the big match. Oh, nice. And Shinsuke has won the WWE Championship. Nice. To the next show. So, on the following Raw, we have the DOA, the new Tag Team Champions, taking on the Right to Censor's The Miz and the Nation of Domination's Raul Mendoza, looking to split a point. We then have more triple threat action as Wesley takes on Damian Priest, taking on Eddie Guerrero. We have Stone Cold Steve Austin versus X-Pac. Newly crowned WWE Champion Shinsuke Nakamura takes on Vader. And our main event, tag team action as the Broods. This is quite messy what's going on here. Because clearly the picture is Omos and Aziz. Oh, they're on the other side to their names. Apparently taking on Jey Uso and Danny Burch. I think Jey Uso and Danny Burch might be feuding. I think that's what's going on there. Possibly. Danny, of course, does still... does Danny Burch hold the Money in the Bank? I think he does. Shinsuke Nakamura is the WWE Champion. No US Champion. Disciples of Apocalypse, Alexa Bliss. And yes, Danny Burch. We don't have a women's... I don't think there's enough women to crown a women's Money in the Bank holder, but we'll keep it on there. So that's where we are as we make our way to Hell in a Cell. Cool. So, as I say, if I feel it tomorrow afternoon, we may do a wee bit more of this. If not, it will be back on Saturday. I'm now announcing my streams at the start of the week. Not times, because I never quite know what time, but the days and what game will be played that day. And that'll always be, from now on, that'll be my pinned tweet every week, will be the stream schedule for what it is. So, back tomorrow for definite, at the very least, with... what did I say was tomorrow? I believe that brings us back around to Yu-Gi-Oh! Then Thursday, I think, was also an off day. Friday was Batman Arkham Knight. Saturday, there will be 2 streams. This, back to this, and Tropico 6. Closing out the week on Sunday with Psychonauts, I believe. Once again, you can double check that with the pinned tweet on my Twitter account. That's at GarethA92. And that'll be there. I think it'll be the Monday. At some point on the Monday, I'll put up the week's streaming schedule. And I think I'll always have at least there'll be the 2 days off, no streams. should never really, unless I have a lot of other things on, should never be more than that, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you for watching. This was part 2 of WWE 2K22 Universe Mode Faction Warfare. Catch you guys next time. Cheers and goodbye.